Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we are discussing about chemical bonding chapter. In the earlier sessions we have seen different concepts from this chemical bonding chapter and we have seen about hybridization concept also. What is hybridization, how it is formed, how hybridization occurs in an atom before bond formation. We have seen these concepts. And these hybridations are of different kinds. Based upon the type of orbitals intermixing, these hybridations are of different kinds. And some of those we have discussed in the earlier session. Now we are going to see the remaining part. Okay, different kinds of hybridization we are going to see here. One among them is sp3 hybridization. The intermixing of one s orbital and three p orbitals of an atom to give four equivalent sp3 hybrid orbitals is known as sp3 hybridization. And here the sp3 hybrid orbitals formed will be having same shape and equivalent energy. This phenomenon is called sp3 hybridization. In this, one s orbital and three p orbitals intermix each other. This results in the formation of four equivalent similar shaped hybridized orbitals, which we call them as sp3 hybridized orbitals. Okay, sp3 hybridized orbitals are directed towards the four corners of a regular tetrahedron. The angle between two sp3 hybrid orbitals is 109 degrees 28 minutes. So as four hybridized orbitals are formed, these four orbitals will repel each other with equal forces. In that way, they will be arranged in a regular tetrahedron shape around the atom, central atom. That shape is called tetrahedral shape. In that, bond angle will be 109 degrees 28 minutes. In this, each sp3 hybridized orbital has 25% s character and 75% p character. We know how to calculate this percentage character of an orbital in these hybridized orbitals. How it is? The percentage character of an orbital is equal to number of that kind orbitals divided by total orbitals intermixed into 100. For example, if you take s character in this sp3, how to calculate s character? S character, S percentage character is equal to number of s orbitals intermixed in this. That is 1s orbital divided by total number of orbitals intermixing for the formation of hybrid orbitals. That is 4 orbitals. 1s orbital, 3p orbitals intermixing, right? Totally 4 orbitals into 100. This gives S percentage character. We get here 25%. In the same way, if we calculate p percentage, p orbital percentage character as number of p orbitals intermixing 3 divided by total number of orbitals 4 into 100. This gives 75% p character. Okay, sp3 hybridized orbitals are having 25% s character and 75% p character. Okay. Now let us see example for the molecules having sp3 hybridization. Let us consider the formation of methane molecule, that is CH4. In this, the central atom is carbon in methane molecule and the electronic configuration of carbon will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p2 in general ground state configuration because atomic number of carbon is 6. Whereas in the excited state, carbon before bond formation it undergoes excitation. Then one electron from its 2s subshell it jumps to 2p subshell. Then its configuration becomes in the excited state as 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, 2py1 and 2pz1. In that way, carbon is remained with 4 orbitals with the singly occupied electrons. Okay, this is the excited state electronic configuration of carbon. We can observe here there are 4 orbitals in its valence shell with single electrons. Now these 4 orbitals intermix each other and form hybrid orbitals. So in the excited state carbon atom, one 2s orbital and three 2p orbitals. These totally 4 orbitals intermix to give 4 equivalent sp3 hybridized orbitals. See here, one s orbital, 3p orbitals. These all are intermixing to give 4 equivalent sp3 hybridized orbitals. This each orbital is called one sp3 hybridized orbital. Okay. So here these 4 orbitals are having equal energy as well as equal shape. Whereas initially s orbital is having different shape from the p orbitals, and even there will be slight difference in their energies also. But once after formation of hybrid orbitals, there is no difference in the size and shape. All will be having equal shape and same size. Right? Now, in the formation of methane molecule, 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals of carbon atom overlap with 1s orbitals of 4 hydrogen atoms in their axis to give 4 sigma bonds in this way. So, these are the sp3, this red color represents sp3 hybrid orbitals of carbon atom. Each sp3 hybrid orbital overlapping with the s orbital of hydrogen atom in the formation of one sigma bond. The sigma bond we can represent like this: sigma sp3s, because the sigma bond is formed by the overlapping of sp3 hybrid orbital of carbon with the s orbital of hydrogen. In this way, 4 sigma bonds are formed. Okay. In CH4 molecule so formed has tetrahedral shape. So these 4 bonds will arrange in the tetrahedron shape in the space around the carbon atom. The bond angle in this methane molecule will be 109 degrees 28 minutes. And some other molecules which are having this sp3 hybridization are ammonia NH3 molecule, water H2O molecule, ethane C2H6 and carbon tetrachloride, etc. These all molecules are also having sp3 hybridization on their central atoms. So here we have to remember one thing. This hybridization occurs in an atom before the bond formation. It occurs within an atom. It is not formed with other atoms. So within an atom, the orbitals undergo hybridization. This hybridization occurs before participating in the bond formation. See here in the methane molecule also, carbon before bonding with the hydrogen atoms, it undergone hybridization. These hybrid orbitals formed will participate in the bond formation. Okay. Now let us see the sp3 hybridization in ammonia molecule. How does it occur? Let us see here. In NH3 molecule, the valence shell electronic configuration of nitrogen in the ground state is 1s2, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1, isn't it? Having 3 unpaired electrons in its valence shell. Now, these 4 orbitals, s orbital and 3p orbitals, these all will be intermixed each other and form 4 equivalent sp3 hybridized orbitals. So, there will be 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals in nitrogen atom. So, in these 4 sp3 hybridized orbitals, 3 hybridized orbitals are having unpaired electrons. So after the hybridization, these valence electrons will be distributed in these hybrid orbitals. How here in this original state? In the same way. So there are 3 unpaired electrons. In this sp3 hybridized orbitals also, out of 4, 3 orbitals will be having unpaired electrons and 1 hybridized orbital will be having lone pair of electrons. Okay. Now, these 3 hybridized orbitals overlap with 1s orbitals of hydrogen atoms to form 3 NH sigma bonds. Okay, in nitrogen totally there are 4 sp3 hybridized orbitals after hybridization. Out of these 4 hybridized orbitals, 3 orbitals are having single electrons, one is having paired electrons, just like this. Now, the orbitals which are the sp3 hybridized orbitals which are having a single electron, they overlap with s orbitals of hydrogen atoms, and thus they form sigma bonds with the hydrogens. In this way, in ammonia molecule, three sigma bonds are formed. This can be represented as sp3s sigma bonds. Okay, in ammonia molecule, there are three sp3s sigma bonds, and there is one hybridized orbital which with a lone pair of electrons, it is not participating in the bond formation because it is already having paired electrons. It won't participate in the bond formation. Now there are three bond pairs and one lone pair on the nitrogen atom, central atom. We know we know that the force of repulsion between a lone pair and a bond pair is more than the force of repulsion between two bond pairs of electrons, isn't it? The bond pair repulsion is somewhat less than bond pair lone pair repulsion, which is less than lone pair repulsion. That means the repulsion because of lone pair is greater than that of a bond pair. That is why this lone pair of electrons repels these remaining three bond pairs greater, and hence the molecule thus gets distorted and the bond angle is reduced to 107 degrees instead of being 109.5 degrees. Suppose if it is also considered as one bond pair, as four bond pairs are there, it acquires a tetrahedral shape and the bond angle will be 109 degrees 5 minutes or 109 degrees 28 minutes around. But one of these pairs is a lone pair. So this repulsion of lone pair will be greater on the bond pairs. That's why the shape will be distorted and it attains a pyramidal shape. So this shape will be now pyramidal shape. Ammonia molecule shape is pyramidal shape and the bond angle will be 107 degrees. It reduced to 107 degrees because of the existence of this lone pair. This repels the bond pairs more. Okay. In this way, sp3 hybridization occurs in nitrogen molecule on the central atom nitrogen. Let us see one more molecule. sp3 hybridization in water molecule. In case of water molecule, the four oxygen orbitals undergo sp3 hybridization forming four sp3 hybrid orbitals, out of which two contain one electron each and other two contain a pair of electrons. So to understand this, we can see the electronic configuration of oxygen. We know atomic number of oxygen is 8 and its configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2px2, 2py1, 2pz1, isn't it? Because it has a 8 electrons. In the valence shell, there are 6 electrons. Out of 6, 2 electrons are there in the s subshell, and remaining 4 electrons are in the p subshell. Out of 3 orbitals in the p subshell, one it is having paired electrons, and 2 orbitals are having unpaired electrons. Now, before bond formation, these 4 orbitals of oxygen which are in the valence shell intermix each other and they result in the formation of 4 sp3 hybridized orbitals. Once after hybridization, these electrons will be distributed as it is. Two hybridized orbitals will be having paired electrons like this, and two sp3 hybridized will be having unpaired electrons like this. Okay? Out of 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, 2 contain 1 electrons each and other 2 contain a pair of electrons each. Okay, these 4 sp3 hybridized orbitals acquire a tetrahedral geometry with 2 corners occupied by hydrogen atoms while other 2 by lone pairs of electrons. So in this way, these 4 are representing sp3 hybridized orbitals of oxygen. Out of these 4, 2 are having lone pairs, and the orbitals which are having a single electron, they overlap with the s orbitals of hydrogen, results in the formation of sigma bonds. So, as these 4 are orbitals occupy tetrahedral shape in the space around the central atom oxygen. Okay. Now the bond angle in this case is reduced to 104.5 degrees. So here we consider the bond angle. This is the shape of the molecule. These are the orbitals which are not participating in the bond formation, lone pairs we say. So while considering the shape, we consider the bonded pairs. So this is a shape called bent shape or angular shape, which is also called V shape. And here the bond angle is 104.5 degrees in the water molecule. Okay, because here two lone pairs of electrons are there, they push these bonded pairs into the V shape. So instead of being 109 degrees 5 minutes, 100.5 degrees, it will be reduced to 104.5 degrees because lone pairs are there too on the central atom oxygen, their repulsion will be greater on these bond pairs. That's why it is acquiring angular shape or bent shape. Okay, so this is the molecular structure of water. Right, now let us see one more molecule, that is sp3 hybridization in ethane C2H6 molecule. In ethane molecule, both the carbon atoms assume to be sp3 hybridization state because carbon has 4 valence electrons in its second shell. So in the excited state, electronic configuration of carbon will be 2s1, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. These 4 orbitals intermix and they result in the formation of 4 equivalent sp3 hybridized orbitals which acquire 1 electron in each. Okay. Now, one of the 4 sp3 hybridized orbitals of carbon atom overlap with a similar orbital in the another carbon atom, forming sp3 sigma bond. Here, sp3 hybridized orbital of one carbon overlapping with sp3 hybridized orbital one more carbon, thus resulting in the formation of a sigma bond, which is represented as sp3 sigma bond. While there are 3 more sp3 hybrid orbitals on each carbon with single electron. These will overlap with the s orbitals of hydrogen atoms, results in the formation of 3 more sigma bonds on each carbon, which you can represent as sp3 s sigma bonds. In this way, each carbon forming 4 sigma bonds. Out of 4, 1 with the other carbon atom, remaining 3 are with the 3 hydrogen atoms. Okay. Therefore, in ethane, our CC bond length is 154 picometers and each carbon hydrogen bond length will be 109 picometers. Okay, that's about sp3 hybridization. Now let us see hybridization of elements involving d orbitals, not only s and p orbitals. Often in atoms, d orbitals also will be involved in the formation of hybridized orbitals. Let us see that here. The elements present in the third period contain d orbitals in addition to s and p orbitals. The energy of 3d orbitals are comparable to the energy of 3s and 3p orbitals. The energy of 3d orbitals are also comparable to those of 4s and 4p orbitals. As a consequence, the hybridization involving either 3s, 3p and 3d orbitals or 3d, 4s and 4p is also possible. Okay, we told at the starting the hybridization occurs among the orbitals which are having equal or nearly equal energies. So here the energy of 3d orbitals is being nearly equal to either 3s and 3p or 4s and 4p. So the hybridization may occur with any of these. However, since the difference in energies of 3p and 4s orbitals is significant, no hybridization involving 3p, 3d and 4s orbitals. Okay, it is not possible. Mostly, hybridization of the 3d orbitals occurs with 3s and 3p orbitals only. Now let us see sp3d hybridization, in which d orbitals are also involved. The intermixing of one s orbital, 3p orbitals and one d orbital to give equivalent 5 sp3d hybrid orbitals is known as sp3d hybridization, which are involving in this one s orbital, three p orbitals, and one d orbital. Totally 5 orbitals of an atom intermixing each other in the formation of 5 equivalent orbitals. This phenomenon is known as sp3d hybridization. On those resulted orbitals, those intermixed newly formed equienergetic orbitals are called sp3d hybrid orbitals. Okay, in this way, one s orbital and three p orbitals and one d orbital. These 5 orbitals will intermix and form 5 equivalent sp3d hybridized orbitals. Right? Now let us see sp3d hybridization in PCl5 molecule. In this molecule, the central atom is phosphorus. The ground state electronic configuration of phosphorus is said to be as is 3s2, 3p3. But in the excited state, for carbon atom or for phosphorus atom, one electron from its 3s subshell, it jumps to 3d subshell which is being vacant. Now, in the excited state, phosphorus is getting 5 orbitals with the single electrons occupied. One 3s orbital, 3p orbitals, and one 3d orbital. Okay, now these 5 orbitals will intermix each other and results in the formation of 5 equal energetic sp3d hybridized orbitals. Okay, in that way, sp3d hybridization occurs in phosphorus. Now, the 5 orbitals, that is one s orbital, 3p orbitals, and one d orbital are available for the hybridization in phosphorus to yield finally 5 equivalent sp3d hybrid orbitals, which are directed towards the 5 corners of a trigonal bipyramidal shape. In this way, so for phosphorus, 5 equal energetic sp3d hybrid orbitals are formed. These will be arranged in the trigonal bipyramidal shape. Now, each sp3d hybrid orbital of phosphorus overlaps with p orbital of chlorine atoms, and thus they result in the formation of sigma bonds. 5 sigma bonds are formed. Now the shape of the molecule will be trigonal bipyramidal shape. That means along with the phosphorus, 3 chlorine atoms will be in the same plane in the pyramidal planar shape, trigonal planar shape in this way. And above the plane there is one chlorine, and below the plane there is one more chlorine. If we observe from the above the plane, there is a trigonal pyramidal shape, and at the bottom of the plane also there is a trigonal pyramidal shape. So overall it is said to be trigonal bipyramidal shape. PCl5 molecule has trigonal bipyramidal shape. In this, within the plane, if you see between any chlorine, two chlorine atoms, the bond angle will be 120 degrees within the plane. And with the plane above and below, they two chlorine atoms they form 90 degrees. So in the PCl5 molecule, two kinds of bond angles are existing. Within the plane, between any two chlorine atoms, there is existing 120 degrees bond angle. And the chlorines which are being above and below the plane, they are making an angle 90 degrees with the plane. Okay, in this way, sp3d hybridization is observed in phosphorus atom in PCl5 molecule. Okay, now let us see another kind of hybridization which involved d subshells, that is sp3d2 hybridization. The intermixing of 1s orbital, 3p orbitals, and 2d orbitals to give 6 equivalent sp3d d2 hybrid orbitals is known as sp3d2 hybridization. Okay, totally 6 orbitals are intermixing. Out of 6, one is s orbital, 3 are p orbitals, and remaining 2 are d orbitals. So this intermixing results 6 equivalent new orbitals. Those are called sp3d2 hybrid orbitals, and this phenomenon is called sp3d2 hybridization. See here in this way, one s orbital, 3p orbitals, and 2d orbitals. Overall they form 6 sp3d2 hybrid orbitals. Now let us see an example for this. sp3d2 hybridization in SF6 molecule. In this, central atom is sulfur and it has the ground state electronic configuration as 3s2 3p4, and in the excited state one electron from its s subshell it jumps to d subshell, and one more electron from p subshell it jumps to one more d subshell. Totally it is getting configuration 3s1 3p3, means 3px1 3py1 3pz1, and two electrons are jumped into 3d subshell. There will be 3d z1 z square 1 3d x square y square 1. In that way totally there exist 5 unpaired electrons in s in sulfur in its excited state. Totally there are 6 orbitals with unpaired electrons. These orbitals, these 6 orbitals with unpaired electrons, hybridize to form new sp3d2 6 hybridized orbitals, which are projected towards the 6 corners of a regular octahedron. So in this way, 6 equal energetic orbitals are formed. Each hybridized orbital is named as sp3d2 hybrid orbitals because these are formed by the intermixing of 1s, 3p and 2d orbitals. Okay, they are arranged in the regular octahedron shape. Now, these sp3d2 hybrid orbitals of sulfur atom, they overlap with the p orbitals of fluorine. These 6 sp3d2 hybrid orbitals overlap with the singly occupied orbitals of fluorine atoms to form 6 SF sigma bonds. Thus, SF6 molecule has a regular octahedron geometry. See, each sp3d2 hybrid orbital of fluorine, sulfur overlapping with p orbital of fluorine, resulting in the formation of sigma bond. Each sigma bond is named as sp3d2p sigma bond. How many are there totally? 6 sigma bonds are formed. All are bond pairs on sulfur atom now. Hence, they will be distributed equally distanced from each other in the space around the central atom sulfur. That shape is said to be regular octahedron shape. This is a shape. Between any two bonds, bond angle will be 90 degrees in SF6 molecule. Okay, in this way, sp3d2 hybridization observed on central atom sulfur in SF6 molecule. Right? Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel AIMS Today for latest updates and recorded videos. And please visit our website aimstoday.in for other information regarding all kinds of online classes.